How many wigs do you own?
I can list them off. German DJ, Sexy Annie, Reba, Old Woman, Cher. I want some weird one. I don't like a sexy wig. I want something that you're like, ugh, woof, woof.
Welcome back to Cool Friends. This is a series where I interview the amazing people, creative people in my life about the things that they do, how they got started, and ask them to share words of wisdom while I myself am figuring it out. So today I have with me my friend Hannah Jones.
Hi, Kelly.
Welcome. You are a comedian, a stand-up, and most importantly, my roommate.
That is true. That is true. I really am in that way, firing on all cylinders.
True.
I can't be one thing. No pigeonholing here.
And that brings me to my first question.
Yeah.
How am I doing as a roommate?
I think the work has been really good thus far. You've also fought through rather, me unloading, I guess, like 8 years worth of stuff into a week and a half. So in that way, you've done exemplary and you've really rolled with the punches of, frankly, an incredible amount of stuff, come to find out, a really punishing amount of personal items. But hey, we made a home and now we're just deconstructing it.
We're doing it, and it's all in support of your next chapter, which we are going to get into.
Well, I do have to flip that on its head, and I need you to tell me how I'm doing.
Oh, you're doing
Yeah.
great.
Okay, that's good.
We were paired up as random roommates for the summer for 6 weeks-ish, and Hannah is about to make the jump to New York to pursue comedy on the East Coast.
Yeah,
And I'm here again figuring it out, and we've just been making it work.
yeah.
2 gals, 2 dogs, and 2
That's it.
dreams.
And 2 dreams. And honestly, the jump was not made like it we're all figuring it out. Like, it's not like we check this box and it's there. I think the whole thing, like going for it, moving somewhere, figuring out what you want, is being like, I don't know, but we're gonna like jump and leap anyways, and then he'll zig and zag. And I'm trying to trust that like A gets to B, gets to Z, gets to T, and kind of bebop, you get where you're going.
Beep bop boop. There you go.
So they say.
Well, how did you get into doing comedy and stand-up?
I mean, honestly, I feel like my whole life, like I realized that by being, I think, maybe you have some things in your back pocket, but I also realized that being funny gets attention and it's a good time. And I mean, even outside of all of that, I love making people laugh. And so I think any time that I had a mic, a forum, a stage, an elevated surface, a school play, whatever it was that I could perform in, like I would find a way. And then just growing up, like loving SNL and watching it every week and like everything I did, just being like, I wanna do that. I wanna get to, just people in movies, people on TV. I'm like, how is that a job? And like, how do I get there and get closer? And then, yeah, any forum that I could perform, I did. And then I moved to Chicago after school to be like, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to go to the place where all the people I love and respect came up and then see where that goes. We were there and did some shows, did some stand up, did some sketch, a lot of improv, and then was writing a solo show and COVID hit, which, oof, it was supposed to be May 2020.
Wow, the timing.
The timing was honestly gorgeous and perfect. And they were like, well, you can put it up on Zoom. And I said, well, frankly, I don't know if I can say this on this. So you
So you
can
can
cut
say
it out.
whatever you want.
I didn't want to kill myself. And I don't
Yeah.
want to say that I was thinking about it. But the idea of doing a comedy show by myself to a screen that is in fact muted sounds like, I don't want to say the worst thing, but something that's
It's
quite
up
bad.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
I think
someone
it's akin
who's
to a colonoscopy, I would say.
as someone who tried doing Zoom stand-up mics during COVID,
Yeah.
it is a particular form of torture.
It's punishing.
It's definitely
It's
self-harm.
punishing. It is self-harm. And that's my platform. Do it in person or go home.
Yeah.
And don't put it and then when you go home, don't live stream it. Leave it at that.
I
Let
think that's
sleeping dogs
beautiful.
lie. But then I came out here because all the places that we did comedy closed. But I was like, I'm going to New York 1,000%. Why would I come to LA? Then I realized I only talk about LA with New York people. So I'm like, LA is a shithole and everyone's fake. Like, that's just how this works. But then I was like, "Oh, actually, it's a lovely place with smart, creative, and kind people," and then just made the jump, and here we are.
That's amazing. One thing I noticed about you is you are so good at building and fostering community. You have
Thank
such an amazing group of people around you. How do you do that? What's that like? And what is the importance of community?
I think I got really lucky that some of that was built in because a lot of our Chicago people at the same time, like during COVID, were like, we knew at some point we had to make the jump and our resources that would have helped us get where we're going are just gone now. So the places that there would have been SNL audition, it like literally closed overnight and had no idea. So anything like that, it was just like, okay, you're kind of being pushed there. So I think having the built in like horde of Chicago people that I'm like, I've known you for 4 years. I love you. I know you're funny. I know you're kind. We just like each other and we make each other laugh. That person makes these friends, those friends make these friends, and then we all kind of came together. I want to be around people that make me laugh. I want to be around people that are like kind and good and want to make stuff. It makes life better. It makes your work better. Finding one leads to two, and then, you know, it happens. It comes together.
It does always seem to be the case if you find
Yeah.
one person,
Yeah.
then that always leads to more opportunities and more
Yeah.
friends for me
And
at
it
least.
doesn't like it's not that it happens overnight or it's just like whatever, but if you show up, I just think especially as we get older, some people are like, these are my friends, these are my life. But I've been lucky enough that the people I'm around aren't like that. Put effort in on my side and then I'm lucky enough to have people that feel the same way.
Where do you find your material or inspiration for jokes or characters?
Uh, Honestly, I feel like when I got to Chicago, like improv was my favorite thing. I feel like it's easier for me to do things off the cuff because I really struggled and I'm working on this with like sitting down and writing because I can't immediately get like I just can't tell what's going to work and what's not. Whereas improv, I'm like that works, that doesn't. The crowd is liking this, the crowd's liking that. I'm feeling this way with the partner. There this is where they're at like that just felt like the easiest way, but a lot of it is just, I guess, the dipshittery in my life that I'm like, "Ugh, I did do that. I did do that," and just, like, the sticky little situations, and honestly, my favorite stand-up is bits that have come about is, instead of sitting down to write, I just start walking. When ideas, like, come to me, I start recording, and then I can listen back to it later and comb out the shit and keep the good, and then write it down, try it out, see if it needs reworking or rewording, and then take it to an open mic.
I love that. I think it's at least my first instinct when I have an idea is to sit down, go like clickety clack
Yeah.
and see what comes out. But I love the idea of getting out into nature,
Mhm.
walking around, feeling it in your body, and
Yeah.
then going to edit and type.
Well, yeah, and I think it's just like, again, I just get in my head and I'm like, it has to be perfect right away or it has to this or that. And it's just like you said, I don't even know the nature part of it, but like if my body is moving, I'm taking in all that and then I can just spit out. And some of it is terrible. Some of it I'm like, well, that is gonna
For
that's
sure.
between me and me.
Yeah,
My
that's between
dog
you and
had
your
to
God.
listen. Me and my God. And and they said,
And sometimes
maybe
God
move
says,
on.
cut that,
Yeah, hit the brakes,
edit.
edit, try a little harder, put your back into it. And with respect, I appreciate
And
a
you say,
firm
thank
hand.
you, note taken.
Yeah, no taken.
It's
Put that in my
also
pocket.
it's also really interesting to write something out
Mhm.
versus hearing it out loud because
Yeah.
a crowd reads it, they don't get it, the timing is off,
Yeah.
it's too long, and it's a completely different piece.
It's just a different beast. And I feel like even when like our mutual friend Emma, I was in a group with her and our other friend Nancy, and we wrote a sketch show together. And, we would work collab on some things and it's like, okay, we'd have meetings every week, go home, write 3 things, and we'll kind of pick what we like and edit. And it was so hard when I was, like, siloed and it was just me, but when we all got together and it was like, "Pitch something," and I'm bouncing things off of someone, I feel like that's when I get, like, most excited and my best work comes about because there's that, like, performance aspect of it that makes it, like, more exciting and makes me feel more inspired, I guess?
I think sometimes people think of feedback as a negative thing,
Yeah.
but sometimes feedback can just be, I made my friends laugh. And that
Yeah.
is the best feeling.
Well, and they're like, that story that you just said, sorry, first off, but, like, that is so funny. You gotta use it somehow. So I think even the things that you're like, "Oh god, this happened," or "This was pretty funny, this is pretty cool," and having someone be like, "You can't leave that on the shelf, like, you have to do something," or you're even feeling that without them giving that feedback, and then it's like, "Okay, that we got something to run with here."
How do you find that the strength to be vulnerable? Telling those stories that may be like, "Oh, ouch, I don't know."
I think, honestly, there's some I don't think I've gotten to the part where I'm, like, fully pouring my heart out, but there's certainly stories that are, embarrassing or just I'm like, "I'm a dipshit," but there's I don't know what it is, and I feel like my stand-up at first was not like that, but I've kind of been like, "Let's explore what it can be and what feels the most natural," and I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I'm hitting on the audience a little bit, and I'm like
You are flirty.
I'm very I by nature, I love a flirty fun moment, and so I think I love kind of bouncing things off of them, and I think through that, there's like a I don't know if I've really thought about it in this way, but I think there's like a, "Ooh, I get to tell you this, like, little thing and this thing that was, like, embarrassing or ugly or whatever," and, like, flirt my way through telling it or, it's talking about me slipping on my own life banana and then rolling with that. So I think I don't know, and that's not a blank check. I'm not telling every story that way, but there are some that I'm like, "Okay, use it," and there's something about not the anonymity because obviously I'm getting up under my own name, but it's like, "Okay, maybe I wouldn't tell the story to everyone, but to this room of strangers and my peers, like, let it rip." And who's to say what that's about? I think maybe I need to look inward, but it's working.
No, I think there is something very almost safe about strangers.
Yeah.
I think they always say, like, your closest friends are the harshest
Oh,
critics,
yeah.
or at least the most scary because they know you so well,
Mhm.
and you're gonna have to keep seeing them.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I want you guys to think I'm really good. And other people, I'm like, I'm gonna charm you. I'm gonna find a way.
Mhm.
And I think it's yeah, like even like people are like, "Oh, do the people you date come to your shows?" I'm like, "Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Mhm.
No. I don't wanna think about them out there." And my ex, like, we've been dating for a while, he's like, "I wanna go," and I'm like, "I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna have to think about it because this is" I just I don't know what it is, it's a different beat, but then I know some of my guy improviser friends who are like, "Oh, my date's coming to watch me do improv," and I'm like, "You're a monster.
You're a
You're a
psychopath.
monster, and I'm scared of you.
You need
I'm
to be
scared of
studied
you."
in a lab.
That what a horrible thing
Yeah.
to have someone just sit and watch you improvise, and if it's
And
bad,
then be like, "Hey, do
ugh,
you wanna make out?"
no, no, I don't. If someone's really good and you're like, "Okay," but a a date, that's a tangent, but, ugh, like,
I
physically,
Yeah, it's so
ew.
funny because a random person online could say the foulest thing
Mhm.
imaginable to me, and I'll be like, "Whatever." But if a close friend was just like, "Yeah, your work's fine." That is ugh.
Ugh. I also think, like, obviously, not every hit is gonna be, a home run. Some of them are gonna be you're gonna shit the bed a little bit. Like, my friend and I did an improv show, and it was we were talking about me moving, and she started crying before the show, and our opener was, "Okay, we cried backstage because 'cause I'm moving. What made you guys cry last?" And then it was like, "Okay, what a terrible way to get people started," and we had one of the weirdest sets ever, and I think it's hard to, like, discuss your work right after with someone you performed with, but I'm like, "Let's call a spade here."
Mhm,
Ah, it
definitely.
was weird. We were
I
in it together, but it was weird.
Yeah, I once had a writing teacher who said, like, the thing that you were made fun of or the thing that you were most sensitive about growing up, that's what's going to draw the most people towards you when you talk about it, which is
Mm,
terrifying to think about, but
yeah,
there is something really powerful about that.
yeah. Or just like, I don't know, I think there's some people are so good at like observational humor and like that is the hits and they're gonna like hit it on the nose. But the people that are talking about their actual life, I don't know, there's just something really magnetic about that, and obviously sometimes people are embellishing, and honestly, I kinda love it when people are just lying the whole time, and you're like, "God, that's your life." They're like, "Oh, no." Like, my my brother has a friend who does stand-up, and he just, like, lies about selling used Hyundais in Reno, and it meant like I'm like, "If you can lie like that, yeah, I like that as well."
Sure.
A well done lie? Perhaps,
Yeah.
yeah.
Couldn't be me, but I love it.
I thought I was like, "Maybe I start lying," and I was like, "Let's ki like, let's." I don't know if I wanna approach life like that, but if it rings, if it hits, why not?
Mhm. Tell me a little bit about your creative process and what kind of things inspire you.
Um, I feel like my creative process isn't one thing. I think what has really helped me this year, because I think I was so used to and so drawn to, like, that working with people, that when it was just me, I felt just like I don't know, I just struggled with it a lot, and it's like, "Well, I don't wanna write tonight, I'll do it later. I don't wanna XYZ, whatever." And I think putting structure around something that is not structured, for me, really helps. So it's like Monday night I had improv class, Tuesday I'm doing stand-up, Thursday I'm doing writing. I called it Write Night, like Migos' Fight Night, except obviously softer and less cool in most ways. But I'm like, I know if nothing else, and of course I wanna do more during the week, but it was when work was insane. But I'm like, I know that at least 3 nights this week the focus is going there, and that's where it should be. Because that I mean, it's a dream, you really wanna put in work there, but I think, yeah, just finding structure and something that I do best when it's unstructured. So, again, a lot of my stuff is just that I get excited and I'm doing something, or someone's egging me on, or I'm on a walk and I just have an idea, or I'm in bed, I'm watching a movie, whatever it is, just writing that down and rolling with it. Which sometimes I don't write it down and it's like, I'm
That
gonna
is the
remember
worst.
that when I'm 76 and no day before that. And so it's just like rolling with it when it comes. But I think even with like doing the Thursday write night, I was like, I'm gonna write what I'm gonna write. And sometimes it was a funny essay, sometimes it's like just put everything you got going on a page, and sometimes it was both. And I think taking the pressure off that structure helped me to, like, really enjoy the writing process. But, yeah, I don't think I have a one way to do it, which might be helpful, but I like that it comes in different ways.
Mhm. Well, you and I are both self-described squiggly brain people.
Yeah, actively so.
Actively ADD. How does that support you and benefit you as a creative?
I'm always focusing on something new. Like, even when I talk about, like, New York, because that's where I'm moving, I don't know if we've said that. I get, like when I get excited about something, I really wanna be in it, and I wanna ride that wave. I think also, again, it's easy to maybe fall into that distraction, and that's where the structure comes in. Yeah, I think it can be of course, there's parts of it that are hard, but I think it's, like, framing it as, like, I'm able to take in a lot of information at once. I get very excited about stuff. I can get hyper focused on stuff. I think I'm trying to reframe it because sometimes, obviously, it's hard when I've got 8 active thoughts at one point and I'm bouncing off the walls. But, you find your way with it and try to work with it. And that is not that I've fully figured that out. I haven't wrangled the beast, but I can sometimes get it in the pen.
So let's talk about your move. You are making the awesome choice to move to New York and
Mhm.
pursue comedy
Yeah.
after 4 years in LA,
3.5.
3.5. What is it like deciding to make a leap like that? Like, what goes through your head and what is the tipping point for you?
I've made a lot of big jumps in life and done it I don't know how to describe it. I think my cousin, who's so wise, and she's one of my best friends, she was just like, "You can feel fear and, like, you can be scared shitless and not know what's next and not know if there's gonna be a net to catch you, and you know that you want to do this thing." And I think there were just a lot of signs, and you can call it God, you can call it the universe, whatever works for you, whatever fits the bill, that sometimes things are falling away to kick you in the ass to do it. Because I've known for a long time that I wanted to be in New York, and I think I've learned stuff in every place I've been, and I think I don't regret a single bit of it. I just think it was finally, like, listening to that voice. I had been hearing those, whispers and leanings for a long time, but I just think it's like, I know what I wanna do it. So I think, again, it didn't happen overnight, but it just sometimes I think things get not maybe uncomfortable to the point that it's like the jump, you have to, or things fall away to the point where it's like, I am untethered, I can do it, and I'm also not signing my name in blood. If I wanna come back, I can, or if I'm there till my dying day and, God forbid, become mayor, then so be it. Or if someone gifts me a West Side not West Side, West Village, little brownstone, okay, okay, so
Twist your
freaking
arm,
be it.
you'll take it.
Yeah, give me some property. I think that would be very nice for me.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you know when you're making a decision based in confidence and truth versus doing it out of fear?
I think I didn't know that, and again, Emily, my frickin' shaman, my cousin, she, I guess, described it as she's like, "When I know or when I'm making a decision and it feels like, I have to do this right now, and if I don't do this right now, then what's next, and how do I da 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 da," and you kinda get in that spiral, you're kinda making that out of anxiety and worry, which I can overthink to a point where I should be nominated for an award. It is I can just spin it in circles and talk it to into the ground, to frankly death. When I'm making a decision and all of a sudden, I feel peace about it, and I'm like, "Okay, that's the one." And I think especially with a big decision like this, like, for sure, there was a lot of anxiety and, "Is it the right thing? Am I messing up? I'm leaving all these people that I love. I'm leaving an apartment that I love." There's a lot of great things about LA, and I've learned so much, but it was just like, when I talk about New York, it sounds like I'm talking about, like, I have all these friends that are falling in love right now, which is so lovely to see, and then I talk about New York, and they're like, "You talk about New York the way I talk about my boyfriend, my girlfriend, whoever it is," and I'm like, "Okay, it's nice to see something that you're sparkly about," and I was that way about New York, and I even in this last month, like, closing everything out, so much of it, I've just been, like, very peaceful and happy, and I feel like that's another nod that it's like, "Alright, you're going in the right direction," and doors are starting to open there, and before I get there and I'm like, "Okay," it's another nod that, like, "Keep on easing down the road, you're going in the right direction."
I love that. Follow the things that make you feel sparkly.
Mhm. Sparkly and just, like, you're making that decision and it's like, yes, it's scary, yes, it's all of these things, but I feel, like, peace about it. I'm not making it out of, like, I have to do something right now. You can be scared shitless and do whatever it is anyways, and I'm not trying to soapbox about it. That's just kinda how I got there and what felt good to me.
How many wigs do you own?
Uh, I can list them off. German DJ, Sexy Annie, Reba, uh, Old Woman, Cher, kind of a cunty little Bob, Rockman, Statue of Liberty. I would say 8 to 10.
And I've only seen one.
You've
That's
only seen one. Well, I've
crazy.
got my wig bag. She's been in the corner of my room. Wig bag's there. Oh, Goldilocks is in there too. One of the curls on one of the wigs jammed up the zipper, and so I couldn't get them out for a minute. But I just snipped it, and recently I was able to get back into my wig bag. But I'm feeling a wig purchase coming on. I want at least 4 new ones, and then just let it rip.
I love that.
Eh.
What's on the horizon wig-wise?
I want, like, a John and Kate plus 8.
Mm.
So I want big in the back, swoop in the
Mhm.
front, and then, like, PC highlights, and I wanna see where that takes me.
Yeah, the "Can I
Um
speak to your manager" special.
oh, absolutely. Sharp, not flattering whatsoever, frankly, appallingly bad. Micro bangs, maybe? I want some weird one. I don't like a sexy wig. I want something that you're like, "Ugh, woof." woof. And then you put it on, you're like, "Okay, this is new." Or just when you know it, you see it. But I don't want like beautiful long mermaid hair. I want it to be like, "Who the hell is that?" I think I probably need more men's hair. So maybe something slicked back, something coiffed.
Mm.
I think I just know it when I see it and I'm like, "Ooh, that's what this person could be." And then you kinda just put it on and it's like, "What am I feeling?" And then you roll with that. But yeah, 8, hopefully 12 soon. And then from there, sky's the limit.
And that's on manifesting,
And that's on
really.
manifesting. And we're gonna have a lot of wigs. And you heard it here first. I should probably stop looking over there, but you heard it here
Yeah.
first. Frankly, they're gonna be huge and big and beautiful. Oh, okay, I do have more. I have 11. I have 11 because I
Okay.
was gifted some.
What are you gonna miss most about LA, or what do you love most about LA?
My friends. My friends, honestly, are the biggest and best thing that I've got going. I'm gonna miss my friends host an open mic. I really love that. I'm gonna miss my apartment and just like obviously it's beautiful and great. I'm gonna miss the beach. If I had to pick one, it's my friends.
What does it mean to you to live a creative life?
For now, it's having the day job that supports the dream job, which obviously I just left that job so I could make this jump. But yeah, I just think it's a matter of finding whatever that means for you, whether you're a writer or you're do sketch or do oil paintings or whatever it is, like finding ways to always come back to it. That when I am doing it, I'm the best version of it. Like I'm happier, I'm a better friend, I'm a better daughter, I'm a better citizen, frankly, citizen of the world. Let's not make it regional. I'm better, I'm more fulfilled, and I think everything else in my world makes more sense. So I think just finding ways to build my life around that. And I think you're the same way in that it's like you want the dream job to become the day job. And so I think one thing evolves into another. And I think you're doing it now that you're a writer, but you're good with people and you love to talk to people and pick their brains and figure out how A got to B. So I think sometimes one door opens the other. And I think it's just like riding that and making that and continuing to create because that'll, one thing will get to the other.
I think that's a good reminder too. Oftentimes we're like, this interest, and it's just that. It's like this silly little thing.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to be like, not tonight, or I don't have the time, I don't have the money, whatever. But those silly little things are what fuel your life and make it well rounded.
Yeah.
It's not clocking in on teams every day.
No. And boy, did I. Boy, did I. Was I
Haven't we
really
all?
just knee deep in it. Giving merit and weight to this thing that you love and care about is a power thing. And it's what it deserves. Like, even if it is just something that you do 2 nights a week, or whether it's like, I want to make this my everyday, it matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your art matters
Yeah.
for sure. Do you have any advice for people who might be taking a leap or considering taking a leap?
I've heard this from multiple sources. It's like, do it scared. Because you're never going to feel rich enough. You're never going to feel funny enough, brave enough. There's like life, you are always going to have excuses, not or excuses or reasons, and those might be perfectly valid reasons. But I just think find a way to do it and be like, I have this excitement. I'm so called to this thing, and I'm scared shitless. I can hold both, and I can do it anyways. And obviously, I don't mean like, oh, I'm gonna like nosedive off a bridge or something. Like something that you're called to, like a big jump, a big move, quitting your job, whatever that is, do it. Like, and you can always call it back, but you can pivot and do it and then find people who like ride with you like that and see it. And I also think you hear from so many people that are like, I wish I did it. I was scared. It was hard. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the whatever. And there are, of course, things that you just can't do because of that. But I think if you can make the jump, then do it. You'll find a way.
Amazing. Well, as a final question, as you know, I started Cool Friends as a way to network and kind of get out of this rut that I've been feeling like
Yeah.
I was in, without the cringe of networking or connecting on
Yeah.
LinkedIn. And so my ask to everyone who's been coming here is to ask that you connect me with your coolest friend. Are you
Ooh.
down?
Yeah. Yeah. I got a lot of funny, cool people, which yeah. I'm trying to think of who it is. Yeah, I'll connect you with my friend.
I feel like I've already met so many of your amazing friends, but
I was about to say, you've got a 16 friend start, but I'm gonna get specific and get you in contact. Yeah, for
oh
sure.
yeah. Where can people find you if they want to check you out, support you?
Well, I honestly and shame on me that I haven't been posting my stuff, but you can find me on Instagram, jazz_hands, HANZZ. I'm posting there. Same handle on TikTok. And again, like it's not a like I'm making this jump, so I've got it figured out, but I'm trying to kick my own ass to like posting the stuff that I want to be doing because I feel like, especially in this climate, it's like just get eyes on it. Don't be afraid to be embarrassed, which I'm saying that to myself, and I saw that on a TikTok this morning. You just gotta fight through the cringe, and that'll get you seen, and you get used to it, I guess, and then find your way.